Greetings and welcome to Mind Over Number. I am Karonda, spiritual coach, intuitive reader, and numerologist, clearing my space for this Life Path 1 reading. Okay, before we get started over here, we always thank the Divine Mother, Father, God, who helps me interpret these messages in the way they are meant to be received. So if you are of negative orientation, you probably won't enjoy this reading or my energy. You're welcome to stay, but you probably won't like it. Anyway, if you don't know how to calculate your life path number, just add the single digits of your birth year to the single or double digit of your birth month or the single or double digit of your birthday. This is the method I use to calculate your life path number. So if you want a full breakdown of my method, you can look at the numerology info playlist where I go through various methods, different teachings, my own personal insight when it comes to numerology. Now, your life path is what you came here to learn. It's one of 4 core numbers of your energy. Other numbers that are also important to know are your expression number, your soul number, and your personality number. If you ever want a full numerology chart reading from me, where I look at all the numbers in your chart, I'm also looking at your life cycles, ages 0 through 81, through the Divine Triangle Blueprint. All my information is in the description box below the video. Now, if you are the life path of 1, you came here to learn how to be the driving force in many people's lives. Okay, ones are very independent, they're very individualistic, they're very innovative, able to come up with new ideas and concepts for others. But the challenges with 1 are often dealing with isolation or loneliness, because it can be hard for them to work with others because they can be very domineering and stubborn at times because they want it their way and don't want to see other people's way because they're very headstrong in some aspects. So this particular reading is going to be about getting to know your own worth, your own value, what's blocking you from achieving your own personal goals. A lot of times we can feel a lot of heaviness, a lot of weight, a lot of responsibilities on us. You know, we're trying to do something, but we aren't getting anywhere with it. So hopefully these messages can help you pinpoint or give you some insight on what you could be working on. With all that being said, I'm ready. Let's get set and let's go. Well, look at that. I rolled a 12. So there could be a need to close out a chapter with something, start a new path. 12 is an energy that speaks about realizing that sort of the place that you're in isn't suited for your needs. And so you're needing to change your perspective or change your insights or realize that maybe it's the people around you, or maybe it's you, right? So there's a need to pause and reflect and gain some insight on what really is keeping you stuck, which is what we're talking about here. But I got all 12 of my Zodiac cubes out here to help give you confirmation for this reading. Always take what resonates for you, leave what does not. Do not make any situation fit, as this is just a general collective message. So, we have the Zodiac signs: Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Libra, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Scorpio here. So these could be your signs or the signs of someone you are dealing with. You or someone else could also be born on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini season, as well as Gemini and Cancer. Cusp energy is here. Leo Cancer cusp energy could also be significant. We have Libra and Scorpio. So someone could be a Scorpio, Libra, cusp sign energy. We also have the cusp sign of Sagittarius and Scorpio out here. And Aries and Taurus cusp sign energy. All right. Now the time and space of January 20th through February 19th could be significant for this reading. A significant time and space where an event occurred or will occur or has occurred. Or the time frame of your birthday or someone else. That specifically is Aquarius season. Then we have double earth energy and the fishies. The fish. So the fish energy is about emotions. It's about fertility. It's about abundance. It's about new starts and new beginnings, right? And the earth is an element that talks about our commitments, things in the material world, right? The material plane, physical things. This could be related to our commitments or even money. Our finances as well, our career, things that we are committed to, like relationships, contracts. So we could have started something in terms of a job or career or partnerships, or that could be something that we're struggling with right now, or something to do with our stability. Now this message could resonate at any point in time, just whenever the message gets to you. Know that the past is really what we call memories, and the future is determined by what you do right now. Alright, so in this Know Your Worth spread, first we're going to get a message from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. So one message for my life path ones for this reading. What message should I need to hear at this time for life path 1? Okay. We have Bring on the Hagitude with the number 13 on the card, and 13 is the number of transformation, of rebirth, of something ending for something new to begin. It could also talk about, recycling of energies, right? It's transforming something that's been used or has served its purpose into something that can serve a new purpose. So that's what recycling is all about, right? Bring on the Hagitude. Baba Yaga is the OG witch badass from fairy tales. She's seeking your attention right now. She's ancient, powerful, and full of Hagitude, an attitude of do no harm, but take no bullshit. Women of a certain age have seen and lived too much to put up with toxic, people-pleasing, conformity, compliance, or soul-sucking compromise. Their spine has been forged with the steel of experience. They trust their intuition more than they trust your facts, and they're certainly not going to play nice to get ahead. It's time to dish up your inner hag. Let yourself be the powerhouse you are without dissembling, diluting, dumbing down, or playing small. All right, so you could be a female or a male, doesn't matter, but with this energy, it's calling you to trust your intuition and stand firm in your power. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the insight, you have everything you need. You just need to affirm that with yourself and not let anyone else tell you otherwise, right? Bring on the Hagitude. Alright, so we're going to look at 6 different aspects to get you from feeling heavy to feeling more whole within yourself and your energy. Then we're going to get some oracle messages and hopefully gain a better understanding on what's holding you back. So, what are you holding on to right now that is no longer serving you, ones? We have the devil falling out here. So there could be some kind of addiction or obsessive behavior that is keeping us, that we're holding on to, that needs to be released. Some sort of belief system about, maybe we're not good enough, maybe we don't have enough, maybe we, are doubting our own capabilities. And the thing with the devil is that these people are free, right? And they're not being restrained, even though it may appear to be. They can release themselves at any time. But it's this fear energy, this anxiety, this believing that we're something that we're really not. Sometimes we have to play a character. Sometimes we have to, wear suits, put on clothes, put on makeup, put on earrings to appear a certain way when it's really not who we are on the inside, right? So with this energy, there's a habit of letting these negative thought patterns, these beliefs, these images of doubting your own power and divinity that's keeping you from knowing your true worth. Now, this could have something to do with external influences. Excuse me. This could have to do with materialism, as the devil is Capricorn energy as well. This could have something to do with the Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. But this is often about things that keep us tied to the material world. Now, where do my ones need to be more receiving? Okay. What area of your life calls you to be more receiving? We have a King of Cups here. Okay. So what this is telling me is that we need to be more vulnerable. We could be very protective of our emotions, very stern. We could be so knowledgeable in certain areas, but when it comes to our emotions, we're not freely giving them because we're not fully balanced or emotionally mature. You could be giving too much as well to people and places and things, which is causing an imbalance in yourself. With this King of Cups energy, this is someone who is very loyal, right? This is someone who is very giving, who's very compassionate, and sometimes loyalty can be displaced. Sometimes we can be loyal to people because of certain titles we give them or certain terms, or maybe we've known somebody for a very long time, and because we've known them for a long time, we think they can do no wrong, or because we have this experience, we now have this, toxic codependent relationship with them. And this could be friends or family or even work or job, right? If we've been somewhere for a while, it can be hard for us to want to leave. So I feel like we know we're capable of expressing ourselves. We know we want more. We know we want to give, but we're giving out of fear because we're afraid of the repercussions of other people's actions instead of listening to our own inner truth. Right? The love that we have for ourselves should be equal to the love that we give others. But if we're not loving ourselves first, it's going to cause a ripple effect in other areas of our life. So, what beliefs do we have that need to be reworked for our healing right now? Okay. What feelings do ones need to be rewritten for them to be healed right now? The Hermit. The Hermit is a Virgo energy. More earth energy, more about our security, our foundation. Needing to get more disciplined and structured is also what I'm feeling. But this Hermit card, it's this belief that no one understands us. That we're going to be misunderstood, that we need to go off into the woods somewhere because, the world is crazy and we know everything, right? That's Hermit energy. This is the story that we tell ourselves that's keeping us stuck in this survival mindset. So right now, it's like we have this feeling that we need to withdraw, that we need to isolate ourselves, that we can only find truth from being alone. But if we were meant to do everything alone, right, we wouldn't have, 8 billion people on this planet. So maybe there's some overly independent energy that's going on here. So, what part of ones are ready to feel emotionally free again? We have a King of Swords. So this is a part of you that wants to simply be able to speak their truth, who they are. The King of Swords could be someone who's very stern, very rigid at times, right? They're very militant. They could be afraid to get out of their comfort zone, even. But this is about self-discipline. This is someone who is very structured and very organized. So it's really a call to reclaim your truth, reclaim your authenticity, even through this. I'm getting like a lot of doubt, a lot of loneliness, a lot of isolation, a lot of afraid to express your true feelings and who you are inside, because I feel like we've built up a mask. We're different things to many different people. But if you are constantly changing your face around whoever you are encountering, you're never fully aware of who you are outside of people, right? So maybe you do need to spend some time alone to reflect and understand who you are as a person. And once you do that, you'll be able to reclaim your own power, your own authority, be able to speak freely and express who you are. And once you do that, you'll understand who truly is willing to give that same compassion and love that you have for yourself enough to speak your truth, because they're recognizing who you are, because you're not letting other people define that for you. So what will help my ones at this time to go right in the direction? What's one step they can take to begin working and grounding their energy? There we go. 7 of Wands. Standing in your power. Protecting your energy. Standing your ground. Setting up your boundaries. Letting people know what it is and what it isn't. A lot of people may have their own, beliefs or truths that they want to push onto you, but the 7 of Wands is about standing firm on what you know to be true for you. a need to be more assertive and determined with your energy. A lot of people can be overwhelming you with their emotions, right? Their problems, their energies, because you give off this aura of, I can handle it, I can do it, I don't need anyone. But then the second you get low on energy, who's helping you? And so there's this struggle between giving too much to the wrong people, and then we end up getting hurt, right? But because we don't want to express that, we're digging that hole even deeper. So, what does one's soul want to tell them at this time? Message from one's higher self, right? We got strength. Okay, so your soul wants to tell you to be more courageous, right? Own your authority, step into your power, speak and say your truth, regardless of what other people are going to do or say. Now, strength is about being able to be vulnerable, to stand true in your power. This is Leo energy. So there's a need to release control of other people, because, we could perhaps be very controlling and rigid in our own emotions because we don't have control in other areas of our life, right? And it's important to only work on the things that we can control, which are our own feelings, our own thoughts, and our own emotions. And if you don't have control over that, you're not going to be successful in anything that you do. So, moving forward, we're needing to stand in our power and take that courageous action to express ourselves and not doubt our own capabilities, is what I'm getting here. Got the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck there. Messages from the Rebel deck. Okay, yeah, well, we got, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your behind and buy your own damn drink. You need a good effing cry. Get that ugly cry on, let that ish go, because your soul will thank you. And then stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person. Just effing stop. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. Now, there could be a fear of commitment with that Hierophant being on the bottom there, right after you've expressed yourself in some way to someone. It could be hard to release and let go and allow yourself to feel that way again. And so we can start to spend our time, effort, and energy to all the wrong people But if we're not if we're not capable of opening up because we haven't yet let go of a past experience, we're just going to attract that same thing right to us. And like we could be afraid to just, release that sadness, that grief, that sorrow of something that was lost. But it wasn't loss, it was just an opportunity, an experience to understand that there was something that was not in alignment for your highest good. It was meant for you to recognize yourself, your energy, what you do and do not want, because a lot of the times if we aren't clear on what we want, we're going to get a lot of what we don't want. It's Dr. Seuss, calculatus eliminatus. The best way to find the missing something is to find out what it's not. And so you know enough of what something is not, what you don't want. We could be obsessing about it because we haven't quite released or let it go or just accepted a situation for what it is. Because you are always the best thing to happen to you. Let it go. Okay? Because if someone's not giving you the time, effort, and energy that you know you deserve, don't waste it on them. You can always get money back. You can always get finances back. You can always get a new job. You can always meet new friends. But what you can never get back is time. So use your time wisely. One final I Am card for my life path ones. I am alive with a 26 on the card, which reduces down to an 8 energy. And 8 is the number of power, right? It's about control. It's about ambitions. It's about the law of cause and effect. And whatever you are experiencing right now is a direct correlation to the effort and energy that you put into the past. So if something isn't working out, it's because of the effort and energy that you put into it. 6 is the number of responsibility, or I could also talk about family dynamics. 2 is the number of partnerships, of connection, of attraction. So this number itself is a make it or break it energy, right? Something can uplift you just as much as it can pull you down. And so there's a need to be more discerning with your actions. The number 26 could be significant. The number 8, 8th month, 8th day, life path 8. 26th day of any month. I'm alive is what's on the card. I honor my life by letting go, dancing, singing, and feeling the fullness of my joyful energy. I am my true self when I am having fun. I am alive. So if you haven't told yourself anything today, wake up, thank God, because you are alive. And honor that life by letting go and living it more fully in joy, acceptance, and gratitude. Because when you are your true self, when you're living joyfully, when you're simply just being, that's when you start attracting everything meant for you to you. I'm alive. That is the message I got for you right now, Life Path Ones. If any of that resonated with you, please like the video or leave a comment. If that did not resonate with you, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for joining me, and I love you.